Wiser with wine. Wiser with wine. Keeping it real, one pour at a time. This is Wiser with Wine.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Wiser with Wine. Today we are opening our podcast with a look at the movie The Substance, which was one of our favourite watches in the last few weeks. I'm a huge fan. This is our segment called Watch, Sip, Repeat, which will be happening probably every fourth podcast, so to speak. Thanks, Lucy. And I think let's think about, Alex, what do you want to You're a huge fan, so I'm going to let you open because you loved it and I loved it.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Oh, firstly,
I watched it too.
Scared me. I didn't realise it was a horror movie that was rated R. So apologies for those of you that started watching it and not realised that it was a horror movie. So I'm still a little bit squeamish. Ever since having kids, I'm a little bit more squeamish on things.
Really?
But yeah, totally. I used to be able to watch like blood, guts, horror, and then having kids, I was like, oh my God, it has to be like rated G and have like an animated character of some sort in it.
She would never watch The Centipede.
No. But now this was actually the first time I could watch a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I did skip a little bit of some bits did drag on. I was like, skip 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was a bit kung fu in the end.
Yeah.
Unbelievable
That's what
in
made
the
me
end.
laugh.
But I loved it. I thought, I just thought everything was great. I wanted to talk about the opening, but just the direction and the script. So the opening montage, which was the Hollywood star, and you saw about how it started and then how just gradually over time, like just got more and more forgotten. I just thought that was such a clever way of just almost setting the exact scene and mental state for the main protagonist, Demi Moore's mindset within like 30 seconds or a minute or however long that montage was. I thought that was really clever. So
It was fast moving.
Yeah.
And what I like about, and I'll say this generally, what I like about these Stan or Netflix films, that they're shorter, they're 1 hour and 20 minutes, which reflects our lives because we don't have that much time anymore to watch anything. But they have to set the tone really quickly, quite early, and especially with this film because it covers a lot.
Yeah.
And I thoroughly enjoyed. We know that Demi Moore was the main star.
Yeah.
Do you want us to tell the storyline, Alex?
Yeah, sure. So essentially she's she plays almost herself, I guess, an actress who's had a, long, beautiful career, and then she's getting towards the older age. Then they realise that they're going to cut her, I think is the order. They just are going to cut her. She gets tapped on the shoulder saying, do you want to try this new thing called The Substance, which is a drug that makes you become the better version of yourself. But the condition is that every 7 days you must switch back without fail. So she takes the substance. She wants to be a better version of herself. We'll talk about the scene in a second, but she becomes the better version. And then I guess the whole movie is about the abuse and a rivalry between the two selves, and how they challenge that, and then how it all ends in tears.
Because one became greedy. One didn't want to play the game, unfortunately. And the other actress named Sue was very, very good in that role of that she's younger Demi Moore, who took over her job as a aerobic instructor on TV.
Yeah, like the morning show.
Yeah, morning
I think
show.
it was called.
I mean, I can't.
One.
Sorry,
The younger one.
Oh, she was very pretty, and I loved Dennis Quaid.
Oh yeah, I did want to talk about that. And how
hot is he?
His name. Yeah, I loved it.
I love him.
He doesn't float my boat, but him eating that chicken made me feel sick.
Oh yeah,
I actually did. I don't know why. I really liked watching him eat while he was pretending to be nice to her. I was just like, this is really odd, but I can't turn away.
Did you pick up that his name was Harvey? Was his character name?
Oh, after
Harvey Weinstein.
There you
we can
go.
only assume.
All right.
That's another little subtle they put in there.
Poke at the bear.
Yeah, in the bear. Mr. Harvey.
Yeah.
But that switch scene. So that was not what I was expecting. The first time she takes the medication
Yeah.
and she gives birth to herself,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is actually a
That's kinda
horror
out
movie.
there.
I was like,
But you get it though.
oh, it makes sense now. But I was like, oh my Lord, that was just a bit intense. And then she has to like sew it back up.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my Lord. Anyway,
Yeah.
quite graphic.
I don't mind the graphic because that doesn't bother me. I don't mind the blood and the gore. But I think that's just talking about the intensity of it, of the subject, of the themes that are brought up in the film. That's why they had to do though. They did that in a way to make you maybe not forget about vanity, being young, all those type of things. Because I think if we had the same conversation 50 years ago, it'd be totally different. It'd be sort of unreal. And that's why I think they made the film unreal in a way, because this is something that's a conversation you'd never think you'd have to talk about, that Hollywood underbelly, all those things that happen with Harvey. What's his name?
Harvey Weinstein.
So that's all bullshit. That's all unreal. So that's how that's tone from. But it is real. It is happening, and those things are definitely out and about. And she represents that unfortunate older reality, older actresses, not being hired for roles, et cetera, et cetera. And in as we spoke about, plastic surgery and all those things, why women are doing what they do to look younger, because they need roles.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still like that though. I don't know. I suppose looking at Demi herself in that film, how old is she? 61, 62, I think?
Maybe in the 60s.
And you can see evidently that she's had some really good work done.
She looks amazing.
But she looks amazing.
She always looked amazing. She just
I agree.
fine-tuned herself.
Yeah, I agree.
She had a big chunk done for the Charlie's Angels movie.
Yes.
And then I think it just
She
she
still
was
looks
40
amazing.
something. Oh yeah, but
She looks
I
even
remember that was
better.
the first she debuted this new look.
Like she wasn't going to do something. You knew that she was a kind of person
Standing
that
next to
would.
Cameron Diaz in a bikini.
Yeah. Oh, God, great competition there. So I think she did well in representing that older actress fading away, being replaced by younger actresses who are more supple with,
Yes.
Brazilian,
Speaking of supple,
Brazilian bums.
that opening that when she does her first aerobics video, so hypersexualized. I was actually a bit first I thought, oh my, this is a female director, this is really intense. But then I was like, no,
that's
she's
how it
actually
is.
proving a point.
Yes,
She's proving that's what and then how much attention she gets from men. This
that's how
young
it
girl,
is.
I know, and how much she's it was really I think it tackled a lot of those things and made you think about them a lot. And I thought it was funny that the song was Pump It Up. So even though it was classic aerobic song, it was also about pumping it up, pump up your lips, pump it up. I thought it had the dual use. I was
Dual message.
I realised that this morning in the car. I was like, oh, pump it up. It's not just the aerobic song. It's because she's so
You
many.
were just trying to get
People
pumped
could
up for the night.
I know. People could write I reckon theses on this movie. I thought it was very interesting.
Yeah, because it discusses feminism, another ism, so to speak, and all those type of things, and ageism. And
how Demi Moore as well, I noticed that she became, the first time she swapped back and she saw the life that the other girl was living, she became so much more self-conscious in herself.
yes,
She almost managed to go out on a date with that guy, but then she just talked herself out of it. And I was
lipstick all over the face.
such a shame.
Yeah.
That was such a pivotal moment where I thought she could have fought back for herself and still had a great life on the other side, but she didn't. She just...
She disappeared.
Yeah, I know.
All jealousy and stuff like that. All those negative feelings come into it.
Her
Jealousy.
acting towards the end when she's cooking, she's slapping the turkey.
Fantastic.
I like seeing all that.
She's very
so
good.
funny.
She's very, very good.
Very good. I could see why she won almost every Globe,
Not everything.
SAG.
Well, she
Critics
didn't win
Award,
the,
but not
as
the
you
Oscars.
messaged me last night,
Yeah.
and you said won the Oscar. She actually didn't win the Oscar. And I don't think she's ever won an Oscar, is what I can understand. But she won the Golden Globe and the Screen Actors.
Yep.
So
And the Critics' Choice.
and the Critics' Choice. So she looked like she was lined up to actually get the Oscar. But then commentating around the Oscars, nobody actually said that she was going to win the Oscar, if that makes sense. There was no smoke and fire that Demi Moore was going to get the Oscar. But there was an anticipation. And I think she actually handled, when they say the name, I watched it.
You're looking for that micro expression.
She handled it very well. Or was that all the Botox in her face that she doesn't have an expression anymore? I'm not too sure. But she handled
expression,
the
Renee.
disappointment really well.
Do you know what? Have you noticed those Botox faces? You can see it through their eyes. You just got to look really hard.
Yeah, I've
They're,
got
like,
time
sad.
to. I've got to look.
Like
I've got
you're looking.
time.
It can take an hour or so, but there is feeling behind those stone faces. Pretty stone faces.
So, question for you, Alex: would you take the substance?
Oh, that you know what? I wrote the same question down as well
Yes.
for you.
I would. See?
I was
I
like,
would.
would you take?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, would you?
I would.
Wow.
And then I'd kill the younger self after she like tried to stiff me.
But then you die as well.
Well, I had a fun run.
Oh my god, I would never take the substance.
No, I wouldn't take the substance. No.
Nah, never.
I would never trust anyone with myself.
Yeah.
I don't even trust myself with myself. But, you know.
Well, that's it.
Have a try, see how it went.
No,
You know what I mean? It's about trust.
Yeah, that went down well.
I don't know. I just think, why
The
not?
first
You're going to go
time-
against, so I'm going to have to go against you. So,
right.
okay.
Fair enough. Okay, fine.
Oh my god, I would never.
No,
It's funny though when the movie started. Do you think, oh, maybe I would? Like, do you know what I mean? And then
I
towards
think
the end
there'd
of
be
it,
many people that would.
even after the end,
Do you know why you would try to recreate it? Do you know what I mean? Like the part that go, oh, that won't happen.
I'd be writing so many notes to myself and leaving them around the house. Like,
Post-it notes.
Yeah.
Don't do this, do that, do
the
this.
balance needs to be
But
respected.
then again, I think youth will win over. Do you know what I mean? In the end, like it kind of did.
Well, that's what. Yeah,
Yeah.
But no one won in the end. You
No,
did
but
see the end of the movie, right?
I get it. But I'm just saying, like, how the destruction of it all. Youth generally, because they get greedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially once you've seen that, you'll be like, because she's hanging on. Like, there is no really point hanging on. Like, you're going anyway.
I would have jumped off. I thought she was going to end up jumping off the balcony. There was so much in her living room with the
Yes.
balcony.
Yep.
And then when she got that really, really late stage, I was like, oh, Demi Moore's just going to jump off the balcony. I would have, for sure. 100%.
She's still hanging in.
She's still, yeah,
They're
she's,
if
both
she
hanging
ended-
in. Doesn't
I
matter.
know.
The other one was bleeding to death. She's about to have the big night, and she's still trying to hang in. There's shit coming out. She stuck her face on her with a lip. Like, Jesus Christ, she's still hung in, mate. If I was in, I'd invest too. I'd still try to fight.
Well, I guess it's your
You
life
wouldn't go
now.
see you later. Just see where it went. How bad could it get? You look like you look abnormal.
like a hunchback. She looks
Yeah,
Might as well
she
go.
was a monster.
But you know what? I'd go out with a big bang. I'd
They-
eat them all.
Well, they did. Both of them
I'd
went-
eat them all.
They both went out with a big bang in the end. And it's funny how what I liked is the opening scene, and I like that in a film when the opening scene's the same as the last scene.
Oh, yeah.
Of the star
They
on the
tie it
on the
back.
star
And she's
on
the blob.
star on the street. I
And
thought
then
that
she
was
gets,
very
she
effective.
gets washed up.
Washed up and walked over, and
Yeah.
there's a lot in that film. There's a lot. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. There was a peak as well when they actually were both living at the same time and they had that fight.
Yes.
Oh, smashing up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought it was a great symbolism for the internal rivalry between your two selves. Which brings us to our topic for today. Rivalries, which I think
Oh, God.
are a tale as old as time because evolutionarily, obviously we've always had to form tribes to protect ourselves, which has then led to rivalries. And obviously there's been such a rise of tribalism and rivalries in society and things, but also some classic old rivalries like Coke versus Pepsi.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big one, isn't it?
Taylor Swift versus Kanye West. There's just some funny ones. Apple versus Android.
Yeah. Wow. I'm definitely
These
Android.
are really your favourite subjects, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ones that I thought were hilarious. Do you have any, Lucy, that you would like to add?
I was just going to go football.
See?
Football and
Carlton and Collingwood.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
just
God,
saying,
that
you
is
live in the
just-
house.
that's the
That has
old.
ruled my life
yes.
forever.
Yeah. So give us a background. Why?
Like they're just the big. I suppose they're being hardworking Melbourne teams.
Oh, that's reflecting on your work this
Well,
season. Yeah.
No, do you know what it is? It's just no. Do you know what it is? Half the family, my Melbourne family, Collingwood and Carlton, and my favourite uncle goes for Carlton. So that's hence why I go for Carlton. And I hate Collingwood, and they're just dogs. Half of them, no offense.
But that rivalry is innate in the AFL.
It's been.
Yeah.
I think it's been because I think they're 16 premierships apiece now.
Yes, or
Like,
something.
and it's just gone to a high pitch. She won't even. She's like,
I have
whatever.
no idea what's
And
happening.
it's just like the finals. I think was at 79 when they stole. I'm just trying to remember now. 1970 was when Carlton won, but they came back from, was it a 44-point defeat?
I'm trying to ESPN
I'm just
my
trying to
husband
remember
for
it.
you, so
And there was a 70.
I can get the results, but I have no
79,
idea.
I think, was another one where we just won, but it was debatable. but how they won, I think it was like a point or something. I can't actually remember. But yeah, there's a lot of.
Just to let the listeners know, my husband also goes for Carlton. To the fact that we have paraphernalia in our house.
Yeah, but your house is like literally tempered by that. It's
And
like if they lose, it's like the whole week is shit till the next game.
The whole staircase in our lovely house is devoted to Carlton paraphernalia, and it seems to creep a little bit over. And I've got all those numbers on the wall, and
Isn't
I can't.
your wedding cake?
My wedding cake, I made him a Carlton wedding cake. And I then
Have oats and Carlton.
I would not have thought.
At my wedding speech, his best mates got up and made me sing the Carlton anthem song just
It's
for
actually
fun.
very good. It is a good anthem.
And they put me in a blue scarf.
Yeah, the Navy.
Oh, here we go.
Da, da, da.
Oh, it's
I will say this.
Where would
Do you know
start?
what? I think he took your dad,
And-
he took my husband, and then he took my uncle's worst mistake ever. They did like a Carlton dinner and stuff. They went there. It was really great. And they went to the game. And when they came back from Melbourne, he goes to me, oh my God. And her husband is a psycho when they play. Like he's yelling, like whatever. They've gone to Melbourne. He goes, oh my God, this is coming from him. He goes, I watched you. We got up. We went into the G. I saw your uncles, they were talking. The game came on. He goes, it was the most oddest thing. He goes, in their face, like, maggot, like just saying, we're like, yeah, no take, okay, all this, typical stuff that the Carlton Collingwood. And he goes, they were like, he goes, I thought they were going to kill each other. And then the minute the siren went, it was like, we're going to go home now? Do you want to go let's go get something to eat? He goes, it was the oddest thing. He goes, I was just watching them going, who are these people? Clearly they're my family. But just the oddest thing just to see. And then some of that continues on as they leave the ground, which is quite funny.
No, because it's very different watching a football game in Melbourne and watching a football game here.
And in Sydney.
And look, we're going to another rivalry. We'll be talking about these rivalries, East versus West, so to speak. But, in Melbourne, because when we stay in Melbourne, we stay in Carlton. Where else are we going to stay?
There you go. It is a
my
cool
life.
suburb.
My life is ruled by Carlton.
I love
it's
Carlton.
it's a beautiful suburb. But
People get so passionate about their
oh
rivalries.
yeah,
It's funny. As
I
soon
can't
as
even
you're on
tell
one
you-
side,
I just do not like, if you ask me, like, I've got family and I'm going, oh, they're just idiots. Like, it's just, I can't even, it's just one of those things.
but at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of guys playing a sport.
And they're in short pants.
Yeah, I know. But like what team they're on it's almost like a birthright, isn't it? Like, or do they all move around? Like, are they?
Well, born Victoria, came here, never went for Freo, please. Even though Freo's my hood, never have gone for Freo. Do not like Freo. They haven't even won, no offence, you haven't even won a premiership. Like, and you act like that one time and you made it, like, geez. The whole street went nuts. It was like, please, you're going to lose. No offence to everyone that goes to them. Like, I love you guys. I'm just not a lover of the team.
Yeah.
West Coast, whatever. I'm Victorian through and through, so I do love, and I will never leave. Like, I was born in Footscray. I should really be going for,
Western
well,
Bulldogs.
there you go. But no, why would I?
So in state of origin, do you go for?
I hate state of it. It's no offence. It's not the same as football. Like, honestly,
See,
it's boring as shit.
they-
I'm sorry. And then they say the same thing.
Yeah, no, AFL to me is boring.
The whole
as
thing,
shit.
I hate rugby and AFL.
So I think this actually segues quite well into our
a lot of them.
our major
I can go
a
on.
major rivalry that we're going to start talking about as East versus West.
Yeah.
So I think we just give it. So you were Lucy, born in Footscray, now live in Fremantle, if I can say that,
We'll
or
say
Perth or Freo.
South.
And Alex, South. We'll talk about
South
that
of
as
the
well.
river.
South of the river. Alex, born in Sydney.
Yep.
Sorry.
And now lives.
My fault. I was born
South
there.
I love you, but
Yep. And now south of the river
And
for like 4
I
years.
was born south of the river, and now I live north of the river, which is
so much to unpack.
Oh, it's just so bad.
and then you come into it, you're like, what the hell is going on here?
I know,
What is
but
this?
there's so much to talk about
Yeah.
because it's something that, because I know when there's a Fremantle West Coast game, because I live in Burswood, as you girls know, and that's as southern as my husband would go. And actually, that's probably the most southern.
That is so not.
Unless he's visiting us.
Yeah, no, it's true.
And even then, it was like, I had to get ready in the morning, prepare to drive.
Yeah, so
And then when they're there, like, oh, I have to decompose that we drove all this way.
because
Yeah.
truth be told, Canning Highway, when it's empty, Fremantle's 17 minutes away. Which is when it's
still
empty,
far
which
away.
is never, which is 2
And when
o'clock
it's
in the
full, you only add 5 minutes to the total charge.
I have gotten used to driving up your way. Before it was just like,
Yeah, it's Canning Highway to hell.
Far out. Don't you? You're like, oh my God.
It's just it's a bit far. But I live North
not
River now,
anymore.
North River. So when there is a game on and West Coast are on, I have no problems yelling, profanities outside my window as they walk along the path to Optus Stadium because I don't like West Coast. So as you talk about Carlton,
same. I don't
Collingwood,
like them either.
yeah, Fremantle.
No offense,
So
and
there's a rivalry there. That's my
I
rivalry.
love my
really
family
talk
that
about.
loves the West Coast. Don't come for me and don't with your pitchforks. Like, I do love you guys. I just don't like your teams.
So
What they
if
stand
we,
for. But I love you.
State of Origin is probably the only thing I watch from the East Coast. Like I'll get into
Do you like it?
I get in it because it's a bit of festivity, but it's a bunch of guys throwing the ball
But it looks
backwards
boring.
while running forwards. It's stop start all the time. And
That's
I'm going,
what I don't like.
I don't know the stop
Yeah,
start.
yeah.
It's losing its rhythm, but I'll watch it because it's the Broncos versus.
No, so it's Queensland.
See?
I didn't even know the
versus-
teams.
But you think Bronco because it's the same colour.
Okay,
So like Broncos, the Brisbane Broncos, which are typically maroon and gold.
Right.
But then Queensland as a whole is maroons as well, the purple colour. And then blues is New South Wales.
So as an East Coaster, tell us how important State of Origin is for you.
Well, no, I guess as trying to generalise as the state, I guess everyone really enjoys it.
Yeah.
Again, it's like a festivity thing. It's like when Australia plays
You just
New
go.
Zealand in something, you kind of go, woo, New
Yeah,
Zealand,
yeah.
like Australia, you kind of bat for your team. And a lot of people do it. Like when I was younger, like it's just an excuse to go to the pub and have some fun with your friends. I don't really watch it now as much as I did when I was younger.
Okay.
But growing up where we were, like, and plus, I probably knew like 3 or 4 people playing. Like, so people know people because it's like all the teams start from like your local teams in the area. So when you grow up in an area,
Okay.
like I would know people who's played, or I'd know like someone's married someone or whatever. So you've got that like local feeling as well because you've like lived, and with anything, if you've lived in the area long enough, you kind of pick up on that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it was just a bit of fun.
So how many games is it? 3 games?
3.
3 games.
Yeah.
Because they had one locally here.
Yes. Yes. They started doing that, and I think they alternate between one in Perth and one in Victoria
Oh, wow.
to like to get a bit of like interest amongst the other states. Was the thought behind that?
At this stage, you've not changed me. I'm not interested.
No, I've never been. Like I think I've only ever been to like 2 or 3 rugby games.
So she hates it too.
I've been to some more rugby union ones.
I don't.
But that was because other people were paying and I was sitting in a box. So
Yeah, box is always different from the real
Box always
experience.
changes everything because there's alcohol and food.
yeah,
And I will
probably
watch
why I was
whatever.
enjoying
And I'll
myself.
say whatever you want me to say
Yeah.
because I'm top it off.
Yes. So shall we look at Sydney, let's say Sydney
my God.
versus Perth, generally speaking, because I think that takes centre stage here because you've lived in both.
Yep.
And I've travelled to Sydney and I've lived a while in Perth and I have a few different opinions of both places, but I'm not a huge fan of Sydney. I'm
You
more
lived
of
in
a
Sydney
huge
too.
Sorry, I
lived
lived
there
I
for
lived
a
in
bit,
Sydney
yeah.
too for a little while, only 3 months.
That was enough.
Got chewed up and spat out. But in saying like I've tell me in I don't know a few sentences, Alex, what do you feel the main difference is between Sydney and Perth?
Wow, how do I succinct
Succinct
what would
it.
be a 2 or 3 hour conversation?
Yes, I know, but
The
we'll
first
just-
thing I did want to say though is that I never really thought of a difference between Sydney and Perth. Obviously, each city has its own like benefits and negatives and things that draw people to them. But like when I first moved from Sydney to Perth, all people could start talking was about like Sydney versus Perth. I was like, what is this?
Really?
Yeah, like so many people like would just like bring it up in conversation. Like, oh, anyway, it was pretty funny. But what's different for me, like I think it was just, again, I think both cities have their like benefits and negatives and pros and cons. I think for me in my life, when I was living in Sydney, I lived there up until, I want to say like, I'll pick a number, 34, 35. And then I came over here when I was pregnant and then had my son and started my family in Perth. So very different experiences. Being young and single and fun in Sydney definitely went hand in hand because it's got a great like hospitality scene, lots of bars and restaurants. I always lived like super close to the city, so it was like just lots of real buzzy vibe. But then now coming here in Perth, I'm more attracted to the fact that there's so many parks, the beaches are amazing, there's so many things to do with your kids. Like that's what's attracting to me. Whereas if I was if I was in that different frame of mind, I'd probably be a bit bored here in Perth. But yeah,
Probably living in the city more.
so many different things to talk about.
That's boring.
And I probably wouldn't like Sydney as much. So towards the end of living in Sydney, like I was like pregnant and I remember getting like pushed on public transport. Like, and I was just like, oh my God, that's so crazy. Like, whereas I came here in Perth, everyone's just so much more polite, so much more friendly. Don't need to go on public transport because the roads are so empty. You can just drive your car to work. Yeah. So that was like just a whole new thing. But yeah, just the people are nice. Like you go for a walk along the beach and everyone's like, hi. At first, when it started, because my parents moved here as well, when it first started, everyone's saying hi. You're like, who's talking to me? Like, is this some crazy person following me?
Your friends be like,
oh, you turn around and go, did that person just say hi?
Funny,
who says hi?
It's like, funny you say that.
No one says hi.
You have to acknowledge or do the whole
you do the hi.
smile or nod if you don't say hi.
How... It's beautiful. I love it.
Unless you've got headphones in and you've missed it and you thought, I don't want to be an arsehole. And you go, hi. And then you go, oh, and they looked at you like you're a psycho and you're like, sorry. Keep going.
I loved it. I thought everyone was so much more friendly here.
And in you saying that, I lived, as Lucy said, I lived in Sydney for a few months. I hated the fact that nobody would say hello to me.
Yeah.
Okay, what's wrong with me? I'd go out, look, and I have no problem going out to a bar or a restaurant by myself. And I did on a number of occasions when I was over there because I just don't like being home. I would rather go out and have dinner than come home. And I'd sit there at the bar and I thought, no one's talking to anyone. Everyone's on their phone. And that's why I probably didn't like Sydney because nobody talked to anyone unless they really wanted something.
Yeah.
But I suppose it depends where you are.
Well, I was in North Sydney and I was in North Sydney and I'd go over to the rocks. I was right in the centre, and I'd go out and I actually felt quite lonely over there because nobody would say hello or nobody would have a chat. And then you start talking to somebody and they like looking at you like you're speaking Japanese or you've had too much to drink. So I wouldn't say anything. So that's the thing about Sydney I didn't appreciate.
Yeah.
Is that
they are looking on their phones. I remember holding on, like on a train, like standing, holding on to something, having my basically bump the person in front of me, like my baby bump. And there's like just men just sitting there on their phones, like young, nice men.
Just not paying
attention. And I was like, dude, stand up.
Yes.
Like odds are, okay, caveat, I was only taking one train stop. So like I usually would be like, nah, mate, don't worry. Like, thanks for asking. But it's just still nice to like offer. Yeah. Anyway.
Did you find it
courtesy.
clicky here?
Clicky?
Oh, yeah.
I found it clicky when I discovered there is something called north of the river and south of the river.
So
I was like, this is following me from the east because in Sydney, like you would never cross the bridge, God forbid, until they built a tunnel and made it actually a lot easier for people to go between the two. But yeah, I had no idea because obviously I had no preconceptions of like what's a nice in quotation marks suburb.
I'm just going to start it out there. Sorry.
Yeah. I just moved south because that's where all the family was and like houses were cheap and it was like really close to the beach, which is in Sydney, that's like a massive luxury.
So no offence, our beaches are better. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's talk about beaches.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mind Bondi. You don't like Bondi?
No.
The beaches are just different. They just offer different things.
Do you know what shits me? It's like Perth is like, oh, wait a while. All right, we are far away and we are our own universe. I get it.
Isolated.
But do you know what cracks me up? It's like Melbourne, you've got to go 700 years travelling to get there. Sydney, everyone goes, Sydney's great. It's no offence, but maybe I'm biased, but Perth has got better beaches.
I think
water
from a
sand,
beach.
I think
the whole
our
coastline.
beaches. Yeah.
I'm telling you, the whole freaking coastline from the top to the bottom.
Which one thing annoys me in Perth
I tell you that?
is that they don't utilise it.
Yeah, but you know what
There's
they're all about?
this
It's
beautiful,
keeping it natural.
Yeah, but there's so much coastline. Can't you just have one little pocket where you have some bars and restaurants?
Can you imagine
like
all
on
the
the water or like a little resort?
It's funny you say that because I'll give you a bit of backstory on that because I'm coming from hospitality. Hospitality 25, 30 years ago, we had a situation where there was just to let you know, there was a staff party that happened on the river. I won't say the name of the restaurant, but what happened is one of the staff members at that particular party drowned.
Oh.
So alcohol licensing board, whatever you call it, I don't know what you call it, forgotten now, but they were really hesitant to actually give any liquor licenses to any
water venues.
So they've only started doing that in the last, I reckon,
There's a few now.
8 years. But they couldn't actually get a license to put something on the coast because of that single incident that happened about 25 years ago. They didn't trust West Australians drinking by the water.
It would be amazing because there's nothing worse when you're in Europe and you're like, we're talking with all the Aussies and we're like, we should have this because we didn't have to move. Someone came over with the cocktails.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the best. I haven't moved for a couple of hours. I'm just smashed.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, wouldn't this be great where we are? And it's like, can you imagine everyone here? Everyone's so calm.
But the thing is,
Do you know what I mean? Over there, we're like, it's running.
you have so much coast. Like, I understand, like, not in my backyard and that kind of stuff, but there's just so much coast. Like, surely you could just pick, like, down past the, here's another thing. In the Coogee area in Sydney, it says Coogee, but here it's Coogee.
I love when they go Coogee. It's not Coogee, idiot. It's Coogee.
No. Anyway, just two different places.
You guys can't speak properly.
Two
Sorry.
different places.
Sorry.
So, like, down the Coogee way, down all that way, it's just deserted for so long.
It is true.
Like, it's just bushland and
that's
car
what's beautiful.
parks.
But
if you had one little section that just had like a couple of bars and restaurants, or
Go
like
walk up down there.
Yeah.
Across the road. No, we've had this discussion.
Yeah.
I've agreed, but I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I like City Beach, how they've got like the Hamptons and all of that.
it's boring, City Beach.
So that's north.
Yeah, sorry to any listeners on City Beach. I just don't like it.
Lovely
It's
place
nice.
up there.
I'd
Don't kill
live
me
there.
if you see me. Just can I say this? I think the waves are completely different up there. Like the water, at least here,
yeah.
it's swimmable. Like over there, far out.
Yeah, the
Like,
waves
you
are
can't even
different
get
north.
past.
So that's a bit more like Sydney. So Sydney has like it's all waves.
That's what you used to. I think.
Which is good because you actually grow up learning how to swim
Yes.
properly, like with big surf. Whereas here
like
at
a
the
lagoon.
south of the river, it's like, but it's like, I remember coming here, the sand is white, the ocean is like crystal
Finally,
blue.
we had pebbles.
I'm
rocks.
like, I hadn't seen that until I was in like Thailand or some like Southeast Asia paradise. So I was like completely blown away.
It is blown away.
And you
until
literally
it's
just
like
walk
35
into
degrees
the
and you burn your
water.
feet.
Yeah, well, that's the
And you're
big
like,
thing.
why can't they have a map for God's sake? Doesn't matter if you've got your thongs on
Yeah,
or your flip flops.
the
It's still that
sand
sand hitting you up the ass that
is a
kills
lot-
me.
the sand is
and then you're doing
hotter.
those, and there's always people watching you. I'm like, how the hell do they not walk on the sand without flicking it up their ass?
It's all about
sand.
it's all about this type of shoes, Lucy.
Oh yeah, well I didn't want to ruin my Berkeys.
So we've seen Sydney and you loved Perth because of the beaches. And look, I can tell you lots of things about Perth that drives me up the wall, but I'll talk about that in a little while.
Be a bit more
But
positive, Renee.
I'm trying to be positive. I really am. But I'm Fremantle born and raised, and I've told you, and I live north, and I do struggle with living north. I mean, we have a beautiful home and a beautiful suburb, but I think once you're a southerner, you're a southerner, and once you're a northerner, you know what I'm trying to say. So, but apparently I looked at some research, as I do, that people always live within 10 kilometres of the place that they were born or the house that they were raised in.
So that's wrong.
Quite close by. And I don't know if that's the reason why I feel displaced. I don't know. But I've lived all over the world and I've just ended up in Burswood, so to speak. But Lucy, what do you reckon makes Fremantle unique? I mean, we're from there, so we're going to be biased, but
Do you know what? It's like a small community. Even
Yeah,
though I do
I
bag
agree.
it. I've bagged it a lot over the last few years. Only because working there and living there is completely
Yes,
different.
agree.
And where I worked, oh my God. And since COVID, it made it worse. But living there's awesome. But South Frere is my place.
yeah.
And then, growing up, like it's a eclectic vibe
Yeah.
that you don't get, I think, in a lot of places. And it's tarnished. It's just, it's not like, oh, everything's got to be proper. Got to watch out. I can't stand suburbs like that. That facade, it's bullshit. It's just so real.
Yeah, it's
I'd
real.
love to go back in time and go to the Frio that all of you localers
Oh,
tell
that
me
was the wild
what
time.
it used to
It was
be
the
like.
best.
Yeah.
Sundays were the best. Dressed up. You did
Yeah.
not leave until you got a car park. And there was not enough car parks.
Yeah,
Even
it's
now,
one.
there's not enough car parks for people. Like, people coming back now to Freo. But it was
Yes.
just like you would get there at whatever, like you pretend to go to church or you're that hungover or whatever it is from the night before. I pretended I went to church, but I didn't. It was in the same outfit, whatever. And then you would get dressed and then you would like soldier on and you would stay in that car till you found a car park. We would be driving for 2 or 3 hours just trying to get on that freaking strip.
Don't talk to me about traffic.
So you could but I'm just saying so you could sit there and watch people.
Driving is a pleasure here in Perth. It's so different.
They
I
can't
actually
drive.
got my first speeding ticket here in Perth because in Sydney there's so much traffic you can never get a speeding ticket because you can never accelerate
Sure, you
enough.
get a car,
without
parking
hitting
ticket.
a car in front of you. So yeah, it's
How
very
much
different.
were you
I
over?
can't. Sorry.
How much were you over?
Oh, it's always been just under 10. Like, you know how it's like
That's not speeding.
Oh, but you still get a ticket.
Speeding's like 15. You don't lose points.
Still
Relax.
get a ticket.
Just give it to you. Who wants a speeding fine?
But I just can't believe, but it's also, you got these main arterial roads. It's just so, you leave your house, you go through, a couple little suburban streets, and next thing you know, you're on basically what I would classify as a highway in Sydney. Because it's you're on, this big, 4-lane road with, No, even just Stock Road to me is a highway because you can go.
Really?
Yeah, because okay,
what do we
it's
call
not
that?
technically a highway, it's just a road. But I'm trying to say, compared to Sydney, you've got all these little streets, and there's more one lane streets and things like that. And there's always parking and there's always people crossing and there's always this and that.
It is small to you, hey?
Very not many streets have got Anzac Parade in the eastern suburb. Everyone would know this is what Stock Road is like, but imagine with no cars. So it's just pleasure to drive down, and
She
everywhere
must
you
love
go, every
and
time
then
I get in the
down
car,
the
it's
road,
so nice.
it's down the road. Sydney and Melbourne the same. We've had this conversation when they go, "How far away is it?" And my idiot family member or freaking friend would go, "It's around the corner," and I'm like, an hour and a half. We could have stopped at the bloody bar, had a drink, had lunch, and they go, "It's around the corner, around the corner." When you say it for 3 hours, it's not around the corner.
Yeah,
I'm specific. If it's around the corner, it's freaking around the corner. Down the road, down the road. If it's a 2-hour drive, it's a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
It's not.
But I think
it's an adventure.
I think
going
one more
on.
thing, because when I was looking for a house to buy, I was just looking at it from a map. So I was looking at the suburb that we wanted to buy, and I was like, oh my God, that is so far away from the beach. I cannot possibly live that far from the beach. And Christo's like, nah, babe, it's a 2-song drive. That's how 2 or 3 songs, right? And then I had to street view it, and it takes 8 minutes to get to the beach in the car. But I thought, okay, 8 minutes in Sydney, and then you got to spend 35 minutes looking for a car park. So you get here, you drive to the car park, there's 40,000 car parks. You just drive straight in, and and in 8 minutes and 30 seconds, my feet are on the sand, and it's just unbelievable. That distance in Sydney would take you about an hour to get to the beach.
I think the main difference is between Perth and Sydney. Perth, you definitely need a car, and Sydney, you don't need a car.
No, I never had a car in Sydney.
And also, but I don't think you face the challenges because I travel a lot north and south here. And you can ask anyone that travels north and south in Perth that freeway is so unreliable because there are days, and look, we don't have a lot of traffic, but we don't have too many alternative routes to get somewhere.
We haven't got smart roads.
Yeah, we don't have tolls either.
We don't have smart people that create the roads because they're all a bunch of idiots and don't think 50 years ahead.
Can we talk about merging? You get through your point.
Yeah, go on.
No, I'm just saying the freeway's unreliable. Canning Highway's unreliable. Sterling Highway's unreliable.
It's gone better, hasn't it? Though, with
Lucy,
with no transport and stuff like that.
I know,
but you catch a lot of trains and stuff. That's gone better.
I do trains on the weekend because I want to keep.
You want to drink?
No, it's not that I want to drink. It's so that my husband's, vein doesn't pop in his head when he's trying to merge onto the freeway. That's what I go on a train on the weekend because driving is so stressful from north to south because honestly, indicate or don't indicate, and this false braking does my head in. It's just, merging. Let's go there because I'm going to get angry just thinking about it.
They can't merge here. And I saw a meme that was funny. It was come on, people, if you can merge at the Macca's drive-through, you can merge on a highway. It's the same concept. Who gets it's just one by one.
Just have a bag going.
One by one, people. Traffic in driving in Sydney must be is rude and inconsiderate sometimes. That's how people would perceive it. But there's always just cardinal rules that everyone would follow. So always merge no matter what. And if there is a pedestrian that would like to cross the road, you stop. No matter how much of
you hate them,
an asshole you are, and you're driving right for a meeting.
You're smiling, you're going,
if someone waits at a crossing, you stop the car and the person crosses. Here, there are no crossings. I've seen children standing waiting to cross, and I just go to stop to let the children cross, and everyone's like, "What are you doing?" And
but if they're taking too long, I'm going to go.
No, but but there should. I don't understand how there are no crossings.
It's common courtesy that we lack.
And especially for children and elderly, if there's not many cars coming, I will slow down and let them go and try and create a safe place for children because I would want someone to do that for my son.
Why do you think we have walkways in Perth and they say keep left? Have you not seen that?
No.
They've actually got a written keep left on where to walk.
Well, I did
That's
that
how
when-
aware we are. That's how spatially aware we are in Perth.
I just keep to my side where I'm supposed to.
No, well,
To
what's
left,
your
I'm
side?
left.
What's your side, Lucy? Left or right? Because
Go
some people walk in the
left.
middle and there's bikes going like this.
Like
There's just they have no idea.
We'll walk
Yeah.
the whole path, but when you see oncoming traffic, you just single file
Oh,
go on that side.
Ring your
Sorry.
bell. Ding, ding.
And you're supposed to ring your bell when you drive past somebody or ride, but they don't do it here in Perth. And I was walking with my son in the pram on Friday, first world problems, and this guy goes zoom straight past us, and actually it scared me.
Yeah.
Not that I get scared, but why don't you ring your bell?
Do you know
That
what
might
the
be a north of the river thing here because south of the river, near Coogee, everyone's always rings their bell.
Oh no, they do.
They do.
They do it all the way to
Yeah,
Freo.
see, well,
In
probably,
that
that's
little-
a Fremantle
great-
thing.
When we
Yeah.
walk
Coastal
from
walk.
Fremantle all the way like to like past Woodman's Point, when we do our morning walk, everyone goes ding ding. For sometimes like, would you stop bringing that fucking ding ding?
Can I say the coastal walk is better here? So I grew up in the eastern suburbs, which
Okay.
is the coveted coastal walk from like Coogee to Bondi, and you can go a bit
Coogee.
Coogee,
Coogee.
Coogee.
You
Are we
know,
talking
Bondi
about
and
Coogee
back.
anymore?
Coogee or Coogee?
Coogee. Now I'm gonna go.
I
Coogee.
used to do that like ever since I was like 16. I was able to do it myself or whatever, and then like till I left at 35. And you'd go when I was younger. There was like no one there, and when I left, it was like you could barely move. There was just so
Oh,
many
wow.
people
Oh,
doing
wow.
the
Wow.
walk, and especially if you want to run or something like
Yeah.
that, you can't. It's just almost impossible. You have to go at like I was going to say 5 in the morning, but now there's 5 a.m. run clubs, and you see the little TikTok
Don't you hate them?
videos of. Anyway, but here the coastal walks are beautiful. So. I can't believe it. Like you literally will walk on the coastal walk and you'll be like, I'm the only one. This is like incredible. I can't believe it. And it's like, and my house costs less than $1 million. It's like, this is like,
I live near the water.
I would have to pay 40 million to live in a place like this in Sydney. Like, it's just completely different.
That is
Yeah.
crazy though.
Completely different.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the house, I don't know now, because house prices are they gone through the roof in Sydney?
They just
They're like us.
They just
were, though.
consistently gone through the roof.
It's just
Whereas you
possible.
guys here, you've gone up and down, and now
Yeah.
I think you're almost at. You've just gone past now.
Wow.
The latest up.
Yep.
Depending on where, like
Yep.
different different pieces, different product.
Because I was living in North Sydney. How many years ago was I there, Lucy? Probably 2011. God, that's
Yeah, a long time ago.
14 years ago. And I was paying rent back then in North Sydney for a 2x1 cottage, $600 a week. That's 14 years ago. So
Yeah.
it was really, really expensive.
Yep.
But the reason I chose that is
She
because
just said that. I'm like, no, it's not. It's like, oh yeah, we're going back.
back 40, and so
Well, it's cheap.
But then I didn't want to own a car, so that's why I lived in a city. I'd walk to the building where I was working, and entertainment was walking across the bridge and going to the rocks in the evening.
Yeah.
And that was fun because I was right there in the middle. It's
Yeah.
great. But yeah, would I live in Sydney? Probably not. But this,
We,
you know,
we couldn't afford to live in Sydney.
Yeah, no, it's
that was the
just
real
so
big reason
expensive.
we'd
And
moved.
it's so big.
Like,
yeah, I agree.
It's just huge.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Sydney is
Like
very.
Melbourne's huge, but Sydney's huge.
Yeah. No, Sydney's really, really big.
It's spaced out.
It just depends on like the big driver with Sydney is if you have to commute to the city every day or not.
Oh,
Because if you're in Sydney, it could take you 5 minutes if you work live where I used to live in Elizabeth Bay. It could take like 10 minutes to get to work, or it could take you 2 hours, 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
depending
And some
on-
people do
and
that.
still be in Sydney, and then you have to pay $30 worth of tolls every day.
yes, and then you have
The
to pay for
privilege.
parking as
That
well.
would shit me
Parking.
the tolls because we don't have that at all here.
Yeah.
That
Lucky.
would piss me off.
We are lucky.
And then try to go like, I'll be smart and go the other way. It'd be like take you just as long. That's what I forgot in Melbourne. Like I'm thinking the tolls. I don't want to go on the tolls. I don't know why. Because I was on holidays. We'll go the scenic route, and I thought, oh, now I know why I don't go the fucking scenic route because it takes forever and there's idiots everywhere
Yeah.
that don't thank you when you let them in.
have to.
Can I just tell you
have
this?
to do that. I'm so polite
Can
as a
I
driver.
just tell you this? I got the new car, right? And because clearly it's like, and I'm technically
Can we tell
challenged.
everyone what you're driving now?
Oh, I don't want to tell everyone. It's an electric car, right? Sorry, I have to say this fucking thing is all on the iPad, right? And left-handed. I'm shit left-handed. I
That's
don't know why.
European drive.
Oh, and I can't do that, trying to point. So this is a few things have happened. I let someone in, but I was on the freeway and we were merging and I let the prick in, even though
Yeah.
he should let me in. He sped up and I thought, you know what, I'll just go back because he's being a moron. So I let him go in. And I didn't get a thank you. And I was I was just pissed off because he was a wanker. Like, he kept doing that, like chicken thing. It's like, if you're going to go, go. But really, technically, I have the right of way. But I'll do wrong and let you in. And then I was trying to, I got no thank you. Then I was just I I had this like red mist kind of rage. I wanted to tell him, fuck you. I couldn't find the headlights. So it was just like, and then, you're driving and I'm like, I'm doing that. I figured out the voice command, headlight, it didn't come on, like command didn't, because I was so angry, I just couldn't understand. So I did the whole, so while this is all going, I'm looking for, I've done the whole fuck this. So I've gone to put the middle finger, but it was the wrong person. So then I was so like, oh my God, I was like, fuck you. And then they were like, fuck, back at me, and I was like, oh my God, what an idiot. And I realised, you dumber. So I've gone into the next lane just to I've just sped up just to get out because I didn't want to do the whole looking at you. And then they kept flashing me and I was like, oh, I want to flash you back, but I can't because I don't know how to flash. This is what I mean. Technology is great, but when you want to just show your disapproval, and now on the way, so school drop-offs, I've deliberately, where I'm going again, I deliberately wait. I don't move. I make sure I kind of drive in their way. And the guy went like that and I went like this. I was like, have a great day. Mouthing. And I was driving. They were actually quite nice this morning.
All right, that's good.
I can't believe how angry I get about it. So if you're in the Fremantle area, make sure you wave to me if I let you in. Because I will follow you even though I can't find my headlights and I might stick my finger up at you by accident. Sorry. Sorry to whoever that was because I felt really bad.
All right.
Oh, hopefully they're listening.
Yeah, I think it was an older person too. It was just it had to come out so I could, push it aside.
Reminiscing about
There you go. That was my anger today. Perth idiots that can't drive.
Got to let the anger go. This is what I learned about coming here to Perth. I was just I felt,
No one gets angry about anything.
no one gets angry.
Because nobody does anything.
There's no cues.
There's no cues because nobody lines up because nobody wants to complain about lining up. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
They just do what inconvenience their lives. I'm sorry, but it does my head in. Because I'll give you a classic example.
So true.
I have a to-do list every morning. I know you know what I'm like. Got to get my stuff done because life is busy. Yesterday I went to the post office. God bless Australian Post. God bless you. I went there and I went to get something I ordered for Matthew for school. And the lady goes, oh, let me look up your mobile number and I'll see how many parcels you've got here waiting for you. I went, okay, I've got it on my phone. I've got 3 parcels waiting for me. Oh, no, you've only got 1 parcel. I said, so where's that parcel right now? Oh, out in the van. I said, so you've sent me a message to come to the post office to pick up the parcel, but the parcel's still in the van. And she said, and it won't be back until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I waited in line for that. Then I've gone ahead and rung up the places that have bought, the places I bought these things from, and I've asked them, where are my packages this morning before I came here? And they said, oh, they're all the Australian Post, Victoria Park. Shout out to Victoria Park, Australian Post. The lady working yesterday who said to me, I've got no parcels there except 1. So I just don't understand how things get so messed up so quickly. I don't understand the...
They don't have Tesla technology.
No, it's not that. It's a lack of attention to detail. Because
it's lack of not being in a pressure cooker. So
I think because they feel like they can take their time. But Perth, there are busy mums out there that need to hurry up. Sorry.
Maybe they don't have the goddamn package.
They have the package, Lucy.
Maybe you read the text message wrong.
No, I read it 3 times to double check.
I just love getting it angry.
I know. Just
I really think I need to bring an axe.
I walked
walked
into a bar on the weekend, and I'm not kidding. There were 8 bartenders behind the bar, 8, and we're talking about a 5-star establishment. I stood there for a minute, and I'm not one that you miss. And I said,
Clearly not.
and I didn't say anything. I just stood there, and I said, is anyone working in here?
Yeah.
Because how long do you want me to stand here to wait for a drink?
Did you have to do QR code? That's
See,
what happened
No.
last
They were actually bartenders in the bar.
Oh, because last time that happened, they were like, "You got to use a QR."
You know.
And I go, "I'm an idiot. I don't know how to use technology." And they go, "Well, I suggest you go elsewhere." I was like,
Oh my
fuck
Lord.
you. So
See,
I
that
left.
wouldn't have happened in
So I left.
And I was just about to say my restaurant and bar experience while living in Sydney was fantastic. I was home by 9, which meant I got 10 drinks by 9 o'clock instead of 10 drinks by midnight. I'd be home, and I'd be happy to go home because I was happy to go to sleep that early. But no, there's no sense of urgency, and I don't know how it is in Sydney now because I haven't been to Sydney. Goodness me, probably 10 years. I don't know if their service is out. You're going shortly, aren't you?
I'm going again shortly. I'm really excited. But yeah, I went a few years ago. And again, this is very generalist. Like there are sections, like there are pockets that like have horrible service and
Yes,
have amazing. And same with here in Perth. Like you can get, when we spoke with Emma Farrelly about the Como building and all the restaurants.
I just think our pockets are larger here in Perth.
Yeah.
Bad service.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say pockets of better restaurants. I was going to go,
No, I meant pockets of bad service. Seems to be much bigger here. But I don't see, if I can just mention, I don't feel that in Melbourne. I feel a warmth in Melbourne all the time when I go to bars and restaurants.
Place.
Yeah. Well,
It
it
is
is.
not- I would say that. I actually think it's warmer
yeah.
than Sydney, especially
Yes.
different bars and restaurants.
It's
and again,
different.
different areas. Like,
It's different.
But the service is, overall I would say Sydney's service is hit and miss.
yeah,
Melbourne is more, better than Perth, and then Perth is hit,
bottom
miss,
of the
miss.
barrel. But
I think
Perth.
some European countries piss on Perth. No offence.
oh,
I know that's saying something. Some of these countries are shit.
It's just sometimes it feels like it's a big country town, and we're so lucky because
that's what I love about Perth.
I know, but we act like we're living in a country town.
That's why we wore these today. isn't
Yeah,
it? Is that why you subconsciously decided we're going
maybe
to wear
that
this
was
today?
this morning.
And I want to retire down to Margaret River. Just,
Oh, I've lived there too. We'll talk about that in another podcast.
Oh, God.
But I look
Should
at
have
Perth.
Googled
Oh,
there.
it's so pretty to look. It is actually beautiful as a city. If you look at it, you've got, because where I live, I got what's that new bridge called? Woolloomooloo Bridge.
I don't
I don't know.
I just know it's
I've
a
never
bridge.
heard
You know
the
what I'm talking
architect
about.
was.
There's,
It's just a
and then you've
bridge.
got the bridge, and it reminds me a lot of Canada, Vancouver.
Oh, yeah.
That same feeling.
Yeah.
Very pretty, very clean, not too much graffiti. But the people don't remind me of Canada, but I'll just let that go.
Would
But
you ever go, though, more north? No.
No,
at
God,
all?
no. I'm staying where I am. Yeah, I'm not moving.
It's really funny. I love this north of the river, south of the river thing. Even though, like, as you go inland, I'm like, dude, you're just east.
Yeah.
Like, or west. As Sydney, we would just call you west. Like, because it's like along the river. So, like, you're so far inland, you're both north and south. You're just middle.
Yeah.
There's
But then
no such
have
thing
you
as
heard
east.
about the Golden Triangle here in Perth?
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's where the rest, I think I know where that is.
The western suburbs, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother story as well. But
But I will say this. North, I think, because it's kind of more newer-ish, the more, like, you dreamed like way more down there. When I have gone down there for ungodly reasons, sorry.
You mean up there?
You're lovely.
You mean up there.
Whatever, up there, just there. I will say this, they're like new areas are well established. Like, it's really smartly thought out.
yeah.
Whereas here it's just a blobbed.
That's one thing that I actually think Perth has mastered over Sydney is the developments. So coming
Not
from
the
coming from my work and stuff, the housing communities and developments here are far superior to what they build in Sydney. Like, and also the landscaping is like they actually have landscaping here in Perth.
Well, we've got no history.
Yeah, no. But I mean, I just
Got
mean
the
like,
roundhouse in
Who
Freo.
cares?
you
the
have
round-
got a lot more land that you can like just divvy up and do things. And all the developments are a lot nicer here in Perth. So,
Look at
and I
Renee.
actually love that if I wanted to, I could buy literally like a country estate with like 5 hectares, 2 hectares, 5 acres, and still be 30 minutes from the CBD.
Yeah.
Like that is like, like
That blows your mind.
you have to be 2.5, 3 hours out of Sydney.
But we
for
are
that.
changing though. It is more like spreading out. Like Perth isn't Perth anymore.
I think it's
More
only like
you
2
got-
million people
you
in
got
Perth or
Sound-
something.
Yeah, but
Sydney's
you got
like
like
10.
Mandurah and Rockingham now. They've
Yeah.
got their
Yeah.
own like bustling
their
little
own
cities,
different.
like kind of thing. Like it is different.
Definitely in the last 10 years, that's happened a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of
feel-
us live in the older.
And that's why I
place
think
developed.
Perth prices are going to stay a lot lower for a lot longer than a national average, is because you still have so much space that you can build new stuff. So like that's why, because land in those developments, land is always going to cost say 300 and something, and the house will be 300 and something.
They
So a
should-
new house and land package is 700.
But to
so it's
be
just kind of
to be effective, they should actually build roads before they build the
yeah. Well, that's what they
estates,
try to do.
because that's
They
what
build
happens. Yeah.
train
Well,
stations
they try.
and roads, and but that's just a whole nother.
They're starting to think like I think
Podcast
20
topic.
years ahead now.
Or what? Plan ahead in
Or
Perth.
30,
Plan
or
ahead.
30
Well,
years
Well, yeah, they want to relocate the wharf thing. What's it called? Where all the
Elizabeth Quay?
shipping? No, where all the shipping
Oh, yeah,
containers come
Freo.
in. The Freo.
Fremantle's going.
They want to move it down to Kwinana. And
Fremantle
how
Ports.
amazing that's going to open it up for Fremantle, but they'll stuff it up because they'll just keep it a concrete
They
slab
will,
because they
they
won't want to
will,
develop
yeah.
anything.
They're slow.
I want Gauge Roads is incredible. So I love Gauge Roads. For those in Sydney, it's like the Coogee Pav. That's what it's like.
Could you?
Yeah, but it's like on the water.
Can you
I
just
know,
say
it's
Coburn
great.
for me?
What?
Say Coburn.
Cockburn. Coburn.
Every time
I
get
know
someone,
it's
they're like,
Coburn.
are we going to Cockburn? It's Coburn, you moron. We'll spell it. Well, you guys can't speak properly. That's one of my things I say.
I don't know why it's spelled Cockburn and you pronounce it Coburn.
It's
Why not
Coburn.
write Coburn? Anyway,
I don't know.
one of life's great
No.
mysteries.
I just love when they come over
But
here.
no, I love it here in Perth. I'm not moving back anytime soon.
Well, we're happy to have you here, Alex.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's great.
Although I'm coming to visit, so don't spit on me for walking down the street.
They probably give you gifts to give to me. Like,
Oh, yeah. This is what I'm giving Sydney.
yeah.
No, I can't wait to go back. I'm already trying to figure out which restaurants to go to and which bars to drink at.
Yeah.
So I'm most
There's a lot
excited
to choose
about.
from.
She's
Sydney.
probably going to need to like pre-think that. She can't just rock up like weekend.
Oh, no,
here.
I've got to organise it.
That's
all.
what we were saying. Like
Well-
you've got to organise.
You do.
Yeah.
That's why I appreciate the East Coast for that, because when I go over there and I call 3 months out for a restaurant reservation, they go, oh, "Thank you, that's great." But here in Perth,
Just rock up. We don't need it. We
well,
don't have our
we don't
calendars
need,
then.
we don't know we've got 200 guests tonight. No big deal. Just rock up. Yeah.
Do you know what shocked me
Let me
though?
pull a
when I was
table
in
out the
Melbourne
back
and
of my
Sydney?
pocket.
Yeah.
Do you know what shocked me? I went to do like an Uber. It was a Saturday night. I just went to go Uber here, like which would be I'm ready to go to be picked up in 10 minutes. You know how here it's just like, yep, 2 minutes away. When I went to go do it, it was like 4 hours. And I was like, what the hell? I have to be at this place in an hour and a half.
Oh,
I was
wow.
having a heart attack and I
Wow.
was going through. And it was like, my cousin goes, didn't you pre-book it? I was like, why the fuck would I pre-book it?
wow.
I'm going. So I think I ended up with a taxi and then had to book one back. And I was like, but I don't know what time I'm going to come home. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I think I stole, sorry, by accident, someone's Uber. But then I gave him like cash. And so we went to Macca's. Oh, look, it was in Melbourne. They won't know who it is. We did a
Yeah,
cashy job. And I think I paid double.
Yeah.
Look, I just needed to get home. But
Yeah.
I was like, did not think, like, they're normal. Or is it just we're lucky? Because we're not that busy. Ratio of people to.
Well, I think we're probably luckier because we've got more space.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
So I always think, forget to like book.
Yeah.
I just rock up.
It's different though. The whole Uber thing, like in Sydney, you don't have to wait. Obviously, when there's ever an event on, that's always going to cause an issue. But you never have to wait for an Uber. Like there's always one like
it's
really
killed
close.
me.
And the best thing about Sydney is Uber Eats. So it actually does arrive like really quickly. Whereas here, like it takes forever, and the food's
does it
always
go?
cold
It
and
comes
it's
from the
horrible,
country.
and it's so rare.
comes from
Or you
Puck
don't even
River.
need to order Uber Eats because you live in an area that's got like all the takeaway shops.
No, you
and
still
stuff
do Uber
just
Eats because you
there.
don't want to go there.
You don't want to wait in a line that's not
We're
there.
lazy.
No, I would come home
I'm
from
not going
work. I
5
would
minute
order
drive.
my food on the way home, and it would be when I get off the train
Yeah,
station,
it's
walk
wonderful.
past
You're
the restaurant.
so
It's there. and go,
organised. I would have waited till I come home going, shit, I should have gone on the way home.
All right, shall we? We're moving towards the end of
Yeah.
the podcast, so maybe we just talk about
Your girl?
sit, watch, repeat.
Yeah, let's do that.
My girl.
Your girl.
What girl?
Champagne girl.
Well, I thought
Champagne.
we did promise the viewers that we'll have a little bit of chat about this, and we were just going to do 2 or 3 minutes, and then
And
we're
again,
just
I fell asleep and got bored, but she was very cool.
She was very cool, but
Thanks for talking about
I think we
champagne.
have to mention we did watch Widow Clicquot, who is in honour of Madame Veuve Clicquot, who was a woman who basically was ahead of her time in winemaking or champagne making, I think in the 17th century, if my history mind tells me correctly. And there is a film out called Madame Clicquot. The reason I want to talk about it, yes, it's not the greatest watching film of all time, but she had, I think, a bit of rivalry with the local winemakers because she was a widow and apparently she wasn't very attractive. And what she did to get back at all the winemakers and all the future drinkers of her champagne, she decided to put a picture of herself on the champagne bottle on top. And she's not the prettiest of ladies, but she got back at everyone by doing that. So every
She made a
time
mark.
so she left a mark, all right? She left a mark, and basically
I love how Renee had just one of those corks handy.
And I just, this is what I drank this morning.
I actually drank it on the weekend and I bribed my mother-in-law to get me the bottle because I said it was for the podcast. So I drank the bottle and that's a true story.
It is a good champ.
It's a good champ. But just to say, it's a good take on women in winemaking, and at the same time, there are a few things that she did invent, which is vintage champagne. So basically, same year grapes are made same year grapes picked. The champagne is made, which is a vintage year. The riddling, so riddling of the champagne as you move the bacteria to the top and disgorgement happens. And she also invented blending rosé champagne. So if you've ever had, and I
wow.
do recommend it to listeners, if you've had a Veuve Clicquot rosé,
is actually
their
really
NV is absolutely lovely. It's really, really nice. So, but it's a great watch. I mean, she was married to a lunatic who killed himself in opioids, but that I didn't take that from the film. I focused more on her.
And
I
the
thought
champagne.
Strong woman telling men to go fuck themselves. I'm going to do it my way.
And I don't think she ever remarried either. He died when she was 27.
Back then, wouldn't you have to give your like property and stuff to her
No,
husband?
she begged for it. Did you watch the film, Lucy?
Again, I fell asleep.
She begged for the land to be kept there. So yeah, all good. So yeah.
I think I'm going to go get a bottle now and
Oh, we could do that for lunch now if you like. Get some
sounds
champagne.
good.
Get some champagne.
talk more about what we like about Perth and Sydney.
I reckon we could do
Take
4 or
these-
5
I know.
podcasts
We'll
on
take
this. I
this
tell
rivalry
you.
to the grave, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Just goddamn wave. That's all I'm asking for you when you fucking merge.
I'm
please.
asking people just to have spatial awareness.
Yeah.
And are we going to mention the cookies before we
Oh, yeah, sure.
talk about those?
We got any left?
Yeah, I know. We're running out. We keep eating them. But thank you, Sweet Twist Cookies, Renee's mum, for making these for us. They're absolutely delicious. Go on Insta, check them out. Thank you. Let's go have some champagne.
All right, done. Bubbled off.
See you
All right,
guys.
see you soon.